So, after the first week of the NFL preseason, after the Hall of Fame game, well, Google says it's week 2 for which, I mean, technically it is, but for the Hall of Fame, because, but anyways, we had the Texans beat the Patriots 29. CJ Stroud came in and played one series. He didn't look, horrible. But he didn't look amazing though either. He had the one pick though, so kind of bad, and they knew he was going to be the starter. They just want to see what he could do. And, he looked kind of sloppy like that. Maybe in the second game they'll give him some more, there was Keith, who was on, well-known Vikings. He's probably going to be the backup. Maybe he could be a starter. He's 79 yards a touchdown, 9 of 14. And then D Mills was 9 of 12, 9 yards a touchdown. So they didn't really get many yards though each player did. They only got 170 pass yards. And rushing yards, they got probably got 80, 100 rushing yards total at most. So the offense is pretty limited. And there are no field goals. They did do 4 punts, the Texans did, so yeah, they punted pretty good. And then for the passing, Zach, he only did, because Mac Jones isn't playing. It's preseason, so Bailey's out. The backup did 12-14 for 17 yards. He played probably the first half. And it wasn't a very fast-paced game. Either. This game wasn't for both teams. You can see that in Cunningham. Maybe that's who it was. Yep. He only got 3-14, 19 yards. Chase McStreet got 1 of 3 for 4 yards. And Cunningham rushing went 5 of 34. So they got about 100, not even 100 yards rushing. Close to 70, 75. And then receiving yards, they only got about 100 receiving yards. So it was more like a defensive game. And the kick at McPhill. And there's 2 punters. And they're doing competition punting. One had a 50-yard average. And one had a 41.5-yard average for 2 punts. So. The Vikings player, it's the Vikings and the Seahawks. The Vikings actually played pretty well. Nick Mullins was 14 of 20, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. And he played under the number 1 offensive line and the strong offensive line. And when he didn't have to play under the backup offensive line, he actually played pretty well. There was this backup, Hall, the 3rd string, Jerome Hall, who played under the 2nd string offensive line. And yeah, he got sacked 4 times, 3-4 times, and the defensive line, the defense took advantage of that, the second string for the defense, or 3rd string defense took advantage of it. Only got 3 yards, 6 of 14. Titanium, yeah, you can see got 11 for 41. Smith, yeah, only got 70 some yards, 89 yards rushing. And yeah, it was about 100 some yards. I'm receiving is 170 yards, 180 yards. And yeah, 5 punts for 9, right? And Greg Joseph did make 2 field goals. So that was a positive right there. And see, Drew Lock played well, except the Drew Lock played well, except that the fact that he threw an interception, in the third quarter when he played, and then both the Oilers played the fourth quarter. Because they remember Drew Lock was a starter, used to be a starter, and he was drafted in the second round. You know what I mean? So, and they're trying to prove maybe Holton Oilers might get more in the second game. We'll see. And then you have about 100 yards rushing. Holton Oilers is more rushing, correct? And you probably got about 100 yards rushing total by team. And then Holton Oilers had like a lucky touch, and he just whipped it, threw it up high, like a jump ball, and basically the offense, the player got it. So yeah, go lucky there. And you can see there's 2 sacks. And there was 5 punts. Yeah, so it's kind of punt heavy, but. And then there's the Steelers beat the Buccaneers 27-17. Mason Rudolph playing. He was the starter, but he is young, and they want to get. They want to get started. Mason Rudolph, can you pick it? Like they want to get some yards in. And Tanner Morgan. Mitchell Trubisky, he was drafted by the Bears. Now he is becoming a backup now. And they offer a lot of quarterbacks. Like one might play like first score, one might play second, third, fourth. And there's about 100 yards rushing. If that, maybe about 100 total. And then receiving, about 250 receiving. Not bad. And then 6 punts. 2 field goals, so with a punt heavy probably in. And they had a couple players play. Jay Wolford played, and then Bateman Mayfield and Kyle Trask played. Kyle Trask had the interception. Otherwise, did pretty well, but 6 of 10. The Baker did the best, so and about 50 yards. I'd say about 56, like about 60, 70. I'd say about 65 yards. And then there's a couple of sacks they got. Like 3 sacks total. The field goal. They had 2 kickers. One kicked the field. One played the first half, one played the second half. Yep. No strong punter because they only had 1 punt. And the Falcons and the Dolphins. This is a low-scoring game. A pretty poor game played by both teams. They had 1 quarterback play, Woodside. Not the starter playing. Man. It was like a low-scoring game. It was like a slow-paced game. Woodside played 14 of 30, 2,300 yards. That's about 100 yards rushing. And it was a sack of the game. 3 sacks. 4, 5 sacks total. And 5 punts for Pinion, the punter. And then most of it came late in the game. Thompson had 2 interceptions. White had 1. So it's like, And then, because of that, they went to like the running game. And they actually got about 160 yards rushing. 160 yards, 70 yards rushing. Sacks. And the Dolphins got 4 sacks. And 1 field goal, 48 yards. And that was the only points in the game. And 3 punts by Bailey. So, but a lot of times maybe they had punts, they throw an interception. So you'd rather punt than throw and have an interception. And the player stats for the Packers. Clifford played the whole first half. Most of the first half after Jordan Love went out. He played the first drive, and they said score touchdown. That was his goal with the starters in. And yeah, he played in, like, maybe he played against second stringers defense. I'm not sure, but that was their goal, and they scored touchdown, and they did. And then that's promising for Packer fans. See if Jordan Love doing good with the starters. A few reps in the game. I mean, that's the only reason the starters play, just to get a few reps with Jordan Love. I'm sure they'll do that in almost every game. Probably just to get some reps. And just like a goal and see if he can do it. And then Clifford got 26, 208 yards. He threw a touchdown. Actually looked like half decent. Then threw an interception for a touchdown. And I didn't see the other interception. And the guy didn't really get nothing. Just in for the end of the game, just to, really wrap this up. After Clifford threw a couple interceptions, second interception, or that in. First interception I seen was in the first half, second quarter, but then about 100, probably close to 200 yards rushing. So that was a pretty good game. Simeon and Browning both threw a touchdown, interception, no touchdown. Only a touchdown on the interception. So that's like rude. But Joe Burrow is out for a little while. The only bad thing though is Joe Burrow's out. So if these are what the backups have to, so it could be like if Joe Burrow doesn't get back by they should still be able to make it up. They might not be like the 1 seed because of that, but they might be like the 3 or the 4 or the 5, something like that. Like the 5. Like it could be like a wild card or like a lower divisional, maybe. But so it's like, so we'll see. This is who's taking over the Joe Burrow if he's not gonna start playing for a regular season and all. That looks pretty promising. And like 77 yards rushing. It's also the greatest game right there. And then, so and the kicker, McPherson, looked pretty promising. On that one, the punter looked pretty promising. And the Lions and Giants. The Lions are 21, beat the Giants 21-16. For the Giants, DeVito and Tyrod Taylor. He's pretty good in college, but Tommy DeVito played the backup. Is the backup, or just to Daniel Jones, and he actually looked pretty. He played looks like a lot of the game. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Looked okay. I didn't really watch this game, but looked, it's okay. Kind of promising, I guess, as a backup. And Corbin, you got about 80, I guess, about 80 yards rushing, with just some players trying out, quarterback runs and like wide receiver, like different plays, running backs. And then it was about like 160 yards of passing. Punted 238 yards to win the game. 40-yard field goals long list, kick 3 field goals. And then there's the backups to for the Lions. The Jared Goff. Sudfield. Neat Sudfield is the backup. And then Martinez. Sudfield threw 2 interceptions. So there's 1 rushing touchdown. And there's about 50 about close to 100 yards rushing. And then was there a defensive touchdown? 1 interception by Joseph. That could have been like a defensive touchdown. Oh, there was a punt return touchdown. And Fox had 3 punts, 153 yards, yeah. 2, and then 1, there's battle of the kickers. One kick a 20-yard field goal, 1 kicked a 3-yard field goal. One had to kick an extra point in the second half. Yeah, so. And then one time they went for 2 to try it out, so. And then the Commanders and the Browns. Commanders. Howell was 77 yards. Touchdown. And Jacoby Brissett. I remember him playing. He was okay, but he had the pick. 1 interception. Jake Fromm from Georgia. He was on the Georgia. He was playing for the Commanders. Had 25 6 yards in interception. But he's playing it with a lot of the 4th stringer. He's playing with the 4th stringers or the 3rd stringer. Howell could be the starter, Sam Howell. I don't believe so. He might be this year, but so he's even if Jake Fromm is playing the 3rd or 4th stringers. Yeah, so so. And maybe he's under pressure. Yeah, there's about 100 yards rushing, I'd say. Close to it. And there was about 170 yards receiving. And that was the wet delay. Rain delay due to lightning delay. And there wasn't 12 sacks, and defense just mainly tackles. And there was 2 kickers, 1 kicked the first half. Or second half, Sly Badgley kicked in the first half. Second time they did have Sly. Godman had 4 kick punts, 800 yards. And then Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He is the backup, cause Sean Watson, I'm sure is gonna be starting. And then we have Joshua Dobbs. He used to be in Pittsburgh. And then Kellen Mond. He used to be a Vikings player. He actually looked good. 7 of 12, 79 yards. And touchdown. Joshua Dobbs had 1 interception. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson looked promising. 9 of 10, 102 yards. Kellen Mond could be like the 3rd string. Yeah. Dorian Thompson-Robinson looked better than. Sean Watson did play a little bit. But Kellen Mond, maybe in the first series. And Kellen Mond, if he could look promising, as like the 3rd stringer. Joshua Dobbs, because he threw the interception. It was only 8 of 16. But at least Kellen Mond threw a touchdown. It was almost 6, close to being 50%. And then, you got about you got 125 yards rush. And receiving, actually, you have a good bit of receiving, close to 250, a little bit over 250. And there's 4 punts, 200 yards. So, as York played, missed the kick. And missed the field goal, and I'm not sure how long it was, but in a point. So it could have been raining in this game. Because there was severe weather before this. It got played like 8:46 p.m. local Eastern. And then there was one extra point, so maybe so. So. And then we have the Broncos and Cardinals written on F on the live, because it's always late at night, because they always do the preseason tailored towards like the home team. If like the game's like 6, it might be 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's like 6 or 7 depending for like the home team. If it's Eastern time, it's like 7 or 8 there Eastern. And then it's usually like 7 Pacific time usually. That's playing. And then yeah. And all these games were these were like 6. This was 6. This was, I believe, 6. This was a little bit after that. And yeah, there's Titans and Bears at noon. Colts and Bills at noon. Jets and Panthers at 3. And the Titans and Bears are on the clock, I believe. No, it's the Colts and the Bills. No, it's Titans and Bears. Colts and Bills could be the backup game. It's not in the area, so yeah, that's the secondary game of Titans and Bears markets. Jets and Panthers. I know that's the NFL Network game. And they have it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. No. Titans and Bears and Colts and Bills. Jets and Panthers at 4 Eastern. Chargers and Cowboys at 5 Eastern. 7 Eastern is Eagles and Ravens. And that's on NFL Network. Yeah, it's 7 Eastern. And then at 9 Eastern. Joined in progress. It's the Chargers and Rams. But that's joined in progress. That game is. The game is joined in progress because the Ravens is going to end at 10 Eastern. So we get an hour into, at least an hour into the Chargers and Rams. At least. Maybe a little more. And there Chiefs and Saints at 1 Eastern Sunday. And Raiders and 49ers at 4 Eastern. And there's one game on Thursday next week. 17th, there's Browns Eagles at 7:30 Eastern. And that's going to be NFL Network. Panthers and Giants, that'll probably be the game on NFL Network. Yep. It's 7 Eastern. And 7:30 Eastern is Bengals and Falcons. Now 1 Eastern, it's going to be an NFL Network. It's on the 19th. It's going to be Jaguars and Lions. And that's going to be Dolphins and Texans and NFL Network at 4 Eastern. Because that's the only game on. And it's going to be Bears and Colts, because that's the 7 o'clock game. There's only one game at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then 7:30 Eastern is going to be Buccaneers and Jets. 8 Eastern is going to be Titans and Vikings. Chiefs and Cardinals, Patriots and Packers. Broncos and 49ers at 8:30 Eastern. 9 Eastern is Raiders and Rams. And then the night game at 10 Eastern is going to be Cowboys and Seahawks. And then the Saints and Chargers is going to be on at 7:05 Eastern. 4:05 Pacific. It's an odd start time. This game is not even at say 8:05 Eastern or 8 Eastern for Sunday football, Not like a Sunday football time. It's kind of awkward. And the Ravens Commanders is going to be Monday, August 21st. But that's probably going to be ESPN. Yeah, it is. It's going to be ESPN nationally and locally as well. Maybe the ESPN broadcast will pick it up. The local feeds. Maybe, or just local broadcasters as well. I know there's preseason, there's going to be Amazon Prime, and a CBS, and a Fox. So, but anyways, yeah. Back to this one. It's now 3-3 Eagle. Broncos 10, Cardinals 10. Could have a tie in this preseason. So, until next time. And as right now, there's Ben Richards and Russell Wilson Jared Sim, 515, 1 interception, and another Grace. Russell Wilson, 713. Played okay. The third touchdown. There's about 100 yards. About over 100 yards rushing, 110 yards rushing. So far, we have about 160 yards passing. There's, 5 sacks. That's one with half a set. There's a couple with half a set. 2. There's 5 total. And 1 with a pick. Interception. It's not bad. One had missed 2. More. For Maher. He has 1 for the Cowboys that missed those extra kicks. He missed 2, so he'll probably be cut. But he made an extra point. And Fry made a 55 yarder, but maybe missed another 50. Maybe it was a deep one, but that one's going to be a starter kicker. And Dixon, 3 punts, 1 interference. And Toon was the backup for Kyler Murray because he's not going to be playing until middle of the season. And he's going to be the starter so Kyler Murray can play. And he'll be the backup. See Toon, clean Toon. And he's got some promise a little bit because he threw a touchdown interception. But he did throw an interception. See McQuaid for 417 yards. And Deep Out to 411 yards. So and then rushing, there's about close to 100 yards rushing. And then, about 170 yards receiving. And then there's 2 passing. There's 2 sacks. 1 for Hamilton picked the interception up. And Prater missed a kick and had 3 yards and made an extra point. There's 2 punters, Matt and Cooney. And Cooney went 1 punt for 40 yards inside 20. And Heck for 60 yards for support. So now it's 10-10 here with 2:04 to go. So I'm going to see if this game might end in a tie. This might be the first preseason tie we've had in a couple of seasons. Since the 2021 season, there was a tie between the Jets and the Giants. The Jets had a preseason tie. I believe it was Panthers and Jets in 2021. I believe it was 2021. There was a tie in the preseason. So we'll see if this game goes overtime, if there's a tie in the ultimate overtime, if there ends up being a tie. So, till then, take care.